You ever get so drunk while playing a video game that you think you're in the game? Yeah, me neither. But Tad Michael Norman did. On Manatee Appreciation Day of 2019, the Seattle police are sitting chill talking about how much they love manatees when suddenly they are met with an influx of phone calls. The calls were all slightly different. A man is pointing a gun at a person. A man is shooting a gun at a person. A man is shooting at a bus. A man is running down the street with a gun. But all the calls described the same man, a tall white male in his 20s wearing a bright yellow shirt. The police dispatched several officers to the area. One of the first officers to arrive spotted a red Toyota stopped on the street. He approached the vehicle, believing that it might contain the shooting suspect. The officer gave verbal warnings to the driver, who responded by speeding away, resulting in a car chase. But this was no Fast and Furious car chase with all the cool maneuvers and stuff. Rather, the driver, Tad, crossed over into oncoming traffic and collided head-on with another vehicle. The car crash was catastrophic, resulting in the death of the other driver, a 76-year-old man who was just returning home. Tad himself also sustained severe injuries and was transported to the hospital. Once medically cleared, Tad was transported to the police station, where he was interviewed.
Hey Chad, how you doing?
Hey.
Good with water?
Yeah, sure. All right.
How you doing? You remember me from the hospital?
What?
Do you remember me from up at the hospital?
Yes, I do.
I was talking to you for a minute. Don't have any intentions of asking you any questions, but you had asked quite a few questions of me up there at the hospital, and I told you when we got down here I'd answer any questions that I can answer for you right now. So
Just, unfortunately, and honestly, I don't remember really getting to the hospital.
you say you don't remember getting to the hospital?
Or the events leading up to it.
Hey, do you want to have a conversation now?
Sure.
With us?
I mean, I would like to know more of what you know and just.
We did this once before. I got to do this again, though. Okay. Do you understand you have the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that anything you say can be used against you in a court of law?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you have a right at this time to talk with a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned?
Yes.
You understand that? Okay. And do you understand that if you can't afford to hire a lawyer, want to be appointed to represent you for any questioning if you wish? Do you understand all those?
Yes.
Okay. So the way this started was with a 911 call. Someone reporting you being in the street with a gun.
Okay.
And officers arrived and you ended up in a car, a red Prius. And there was a short pursuit, and you got in a head-on collision with another car. The driver of that car was killed. You also fired a gun at a bus and struck the bus driver. And then it's our belief that you also fired your gun at the driver of the Prius that you were driving and killed him as well. You're going to be booked into the King County Jail for investigation of murder and a couple other charges. You talked to your wife. We have detectives at your house now.
You did?
There are detectives at your home right now with a search warrant, just trying to find, we're looking for the answer, we're looking for the explanation for it. It's not clear to us why this happened. So, it's our job to investigate and try to figure out how and why all this happened.
You own any guns?
I do.
How many do you own?
Five.
What,
Some are inherited.
what kind of guns you got?
Maybe a couple of handguns.
What kind of handguns are there? The only reason why I'm asking is because the guys are up there. We just want to make sure we're not going to leave anything behind. We don't want somebody else to get a hold of them. What kind of handguns handguns do you own?
Yeah, a Glock handgun and a 6-shot revolver handgun.
All right, just two of them?
Yeah.
What's the caliber on the Glock?
a 9mm, and then 38 on the Hauler.
All right. You got a couple rifles or anything like that?
Yeah.
What kind of caliber is that?
One's a 22, one's a 22, another one's a 30 or something like that.
Okay.
What happened today? How'd your day? How'd this whole thing start? I mean, it appears to me you've had a couple drinks.
We're a recovering alcoholic, and I hadn't had a drink in almost 4 months, and decided to have a drink today. And I don't know if there's a wastebasket. I might be sick.
You can see garbage.
Thank you. Just upset.
Yeah.
My situation.
Something that caused you to want to have a drink today.
Yep. And, well, similar situation happened about 4 months ago where had some drinks and just didn't feel real. Sorry, I just feel really sick.
Alright. Why don't you take a drink of water? Sometimes that'll help out. You want some Sprite or something? Want some more water or anything?
Okay.
What time did you start drinking today? Do you remember?
I think it was 12:30 or so.
What were you drinking?
Just rum and coke mostly. And honestly don't think I could incriminate myself that I could if I tried at this point. I wanted to have a couple of drinks and like I said, about 4 months ago, I tried to do the same thing, and I ended up a lot less banged up than this, and I can't even fathom what else happened to other people at this time. But yeah, a little bit after Thanksgiving, I tried to have some drinks, and kind of an alcoholic fantasy to try and drink normally, or try and drink like you used to before it got bad. And I've been in the program since August, and had, like 3 relapses, and the last one was a little bit before, or a little bit right after Thanksgiving. And it was just like with the holiday and stuff, I didn't go to a meeting for like 5 days, and just being new to it and everything, I just thought I had it all figured out, and thought I'd have some drinks. And I don't know if this sounds familiar to either of you, but I always liked to drink, and I always drank quite a bit, but the last year and a half leading up to last August, I just was getting worse and worse, and make those attempts to quit, and it didn't work. And I like to say this, countless failed attempts, and never thought about going to AA, and I ended up going into a treatment facility last August, early August, and after a month of just, like last July was just agonizing, just physically and emotionally, and able to be with my wife still, and decided not to have my wedding ring on me, but I guess that was taken, and I was able to go into treatment, outpatient treatment, for 5 weeks, and kept it together for almost 60 days, and almost at the 60-day mark out of treatment, just again, just wanting to have a drink normally, and wasn't quite as bad as all the anyway, I had some drinks, and my wife found out later that night, and just kept working at it, never stopped going to meetings, and a couple other slip ups, and lately I just been very upset with my job hunt, and we've been out of work since last August, and just trying to find work, and find a job that I can be proud of, and a job that fits my resume, and not just a job, more like trying to get back into a career. And last Friday I heard no on what I thought was a really great job, and last weekend was rough, and didn't drink or anything, and last night we went out to dinner and movie, and it's just very anxious, and wanting to just have beer with dinner, and never so much that had done that. The 2 or 3 times that I had messed up, I just had gone out and had some rum and cokes and stuff like that, and it just gets way blown out of proportion. And if you're not familiar with alcoholics and their story, is just you kind of leave where you picked up, where you pick up where you left off, and not any different. I just want that fantasy of having a couple of drinks during the day to just relax. and that's it. And I haven't even processed the events of today. I have no recollection because my wife usually gets home at 3:30, I started drinking at like 12:30, and probably by 2:30, I've blacked out. I was blacked out, and of course I promised myself I wasn't going to do that. I was going to have a couple of drinks, and I just wanted to calm my nerves, and just upset that I'm not getting where I want to be in my career.
You remember your wife coming home today?
I don't. And
What's the last thing you remember today?
She's probably playing video games
Remember
before she got home.
which video game were you playing? Remember?
The Xbox, the Division video game.
It's called Division. Is that a video game? Division.
Division, and
How much did you drink today?
At least half a fifth of rum a Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Before I stopped remembering.
Is that just at home?
Yeah, it's all at home.
Didn't go to a bar or anything?
Just went to the Fred Meyer, right on Lake City. Really close. Already do our grocery shopping. Came back home. Took it home. And
Is that how much usually it takes before you black out? Half a fifth?
it's hard to say. I mean, I would usually drink half to 3/4 back in my drinking days, but it's I've had those 3, now 4 kind of relapses where you get back into it and you really don't know. Like, this is the longest I've gone without drinking since I was underage. I'm 33 now, and I didn't really drink that much when I was 19, 20. Going to be in college and everything, and like I said, Thursday was going to be 4 months.
When was the so you remember the kind of the last part of today? When did you start remembering? When do you remember ended up being in the hospital today? Remember that?
Yeah, but it wasn't until like I remember there was a big old clock on the wall of my room, and it was very hazy. I remember fighting and being very upset, and obviously that led to getting in restraints, and hopefully I didn't hurt any of the hospital people or anything like that, being a jackass, but I obviously was blacked out when I came to the hospital, and I asked them a couple of times that I was at Harborview, like in Capitol Hill, Harborview, and they said yeah, and I guess it's not really that far from where I live, but I don't.
Do you remember us coming up there and talking to you?
Well, you had like a fishing hat.
Mm-hmm.
Briefly.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Al.
Okay.
And he had a couple questions or something,
Mm-hmm.
but
Were you,
I remember I was still like really drunk, and I was kind of I didn't know what was going on. I remember making jokes and calling the staff names and just not understanding why I was restrained.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you use anything else other than alcohol?
I don't.
Didn't use anything else today?
I didn't today. I haven't really ever.
So you said like 4 months ago you tried real hard to quit again. Did something bad happen then?
Well, I really never stopped trying to get better. Like, I had those, like, really, like, a long time, like, the last 4 years, I mean, I've been trying to cut down and quit and be better about drinking, and it wasn't until, last July I got laid off and knew I was going to probably get laid off, and last July was, like, just a horrible month of drinking, and kind of seeing the writing on the wall, and August 5th or 6th, I went into treatment, and
Let me ask you this, and be honest with I can only ask this one way, and that's just kind of direct. When you do get drunk, are you, the angry drunk? Are you happy drunk? Are you belligerent?
I'm not a violent drunk.
Okay.
I would say I was very upset last July, but.
And what do you mean by upset? Give your definition of upset.
Nothing like this. Obviously, I've never
right.
had been arrested or
Depressed kind of.
never struck my wife. I never, had even the authorities drop by for that.
Do you ever get any fights with people if you're hanging out with people or at a bar or anything like that? Arguments or anything like that? Okay.
No. That's honest. I mean, you can see that in my record, but you can see that, or I guess you had to take my word for it, but I've never struck anybody out of anger.
Okay.
And I've always owned guns since I was 21. I bought a handgun. I was talking to the cops that were like guarding me and told them I wanted to be a cop one day, and I bought that Glock that I had and issued it for target practice and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had it since, and all the other guns I've actually, with the exception of one, it's like a replica German assault rifle from World War II. It was like a 22.
Mm-hmm.
I've inherited. I've just had that Glock 9mm in the safe, and the 38 revolver. A year ago. When I got that.
Your safe, is it a combination safe or is it
It's like a
fingerprint touch?
Touch safe. In the closet.
Is that where you keep the Glock?
Mm.
Okay.
What was the video game you were playing?
It's like a shooter video game. Kind of video games I've always played generally.
And what's the name of it again?
The Division.
The Division. Is that like a war game or something?
It's like a post-apocalyptic
But
cover shooter.
I gotcha.
And I would always used to drink and play video games. It was like my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And an addictive personality, obviously. And wife told me that when she was dating me, even she could recognize it. And
How long y'all been married?
2.5 years.
All right. And how long you known her for?
Be 8 years in July.
Okay.
And I can't believe that what you've said. I don't know. I could have invoked my right to attorney at any point, but I don't know. I blacked out the 27th of November because my sobriety day was the 28th of November of last year, and I really thought that I had progressed. I tried to hide my drinking during the day because I'm unemployed and I'm gonna stay at home and do chores, walk the dog, stuff like that. And really thought I had progressed, and I guess I just thought that, it's sometimes it's just really hard
Right.
to deal with life, and my drink sounded really good,
Mm-hmm.
and I just can't control myself. No matter how, it sounds like a really good fantasy. It's like every alcoholic's fantasy to, I never really drank normal. I always liked to drink a lot, and I usually end with passing out, kind of going to bed. I wasn't really the meanest drinker. I was kind of a blackout drinker anyway, but I was supposed to work tonight at my part-time job that I'm trying to keep.
Tonight you were supposed to?
Yeah.
And where was that at? Where were you working at?
I was at bar. And I just...
Probably not the best place to work if you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I know. I've talked about that multiple times, but...
How long you been drinking? I mean, where you're considered alcoholic, how long you been?
It's definitely been something I'm trying to fix since at least 2013, 2014, so...
So you're talking 5 years?
Few years.
Mm-hmm.
And, you go to college and you drink and your friends drink and you do a lot of things with your friends that involve drinking, and then just progresses, and I don't know what happened. I just try and piece it together. I don't have any memory of my wife or me with a gun, and I don't know. I don't know what to say.
You don't remember having any contact with your wife at all today?
No. I think I would, I would like to remember that. I wouldn't want to.
She's fine. I mean, she's not hurt or anything.
She is?
Yeah, she's fine.
Thank God, but I would never really harm, I don't think I would harm her, but I hope that's true, that she's okay.
Yeah, she's all right. What time did she leave for work today?
She works early. She gets up at like 4:15 or something, and she works like 6 to 3. She gets home around 3:30. I started drinking at 12:30. Thought I could have a couple drinks, and here we are. It's baffling.
What kind of work do you do when you have regular work?
It's like account management, like inside sales, managing accounts and stuff on the digital ad sales.
Did you go to VU?
Yeah.
What's your degree in?
Sociology.
Did you do sales of what kinds of products? Just anything, whatever?
Yeah, like banners, video. My last job was in search for Microsoft, for Bing ads, telling people, and helping them make their accounts more profitable on Bing ads. And yeah, been out of work for a while.
What's the one thing that you remember today that you can think back, your one memory that you know about today, other than meeting us and being a part of you?
Trying to think about not going to buy alcohol, trying to go eat some lunch, and trying to say, oh no, you get some lunch, you won't be so angry, kind of angry about stuff. I just can't even believe it. There might be dead people because of me. I can't even understand. I don't.
Would you buy the alcohol? Did you pay cash, or did you pay with a credit card, debit card? You remember?
Cash.
Cash? Yeah, was that Fred Meyer's there in Lake City?
Yeah, I remember having a couple of drinks, and I remember thinking oh, it's gotta stop because she's gonna be home soon, and I wanna have that couple hours of just fun. It's like I said, it's a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
If you know any alcoholics, or they talk about it, I've been to tons of meetings. It's really a fantasy. It's not even like a fantasy that I want to drink like a normal person, because I never really drank like a normal person. Like, I always drank a lot, but I always had, or for a long time, I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started not being fun, and you do it anyway. I just can't believe, like, I touched my face and I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't remember getting out a gun. I don't remember firing it. I don't remember being in the street, like you say. I'm not like a good blackout drinker. Like, I had a friend that he could function for a good portion of the night. He was clearly blacked out. He'd always managed to be okay, but I wasn't. I just don't know.
Okay. Do you ever, when you do blackout, do you ever start remembering? Does it start piecing together as time goes on?
Not really. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Really make a good effort to drink a lot.
Your mom and dad still alive?
Yeah.
They in the area here?
I live up in Malik Terrace.
Any alcoholism in your family?
Grandparents, grandpas, both grandpas.
They're not your parents?
Well, like me. Uncle.
Do they know that you're an alcoholic?
They know I've been trying to better myself and been pretty successful. I would never in my right thinking harm another person like that. If I did, I did. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's like, I must have been at that hospital for a while before I came to, because it was like 9:30 when I was looking at the clock, and I was like, how long have I been here? And they said 4 hours. And I was like, no way have I been here for 4 hours. So I was still blacked out when I was at the high school, or the hospital.
Right.
Which in no means is a get out of jail free card, but
Yeah, this thing happened around, 4 o'clock? We left at 4.
Mm-hmm.
when people came to the,
When you started this thing, it was a little after 4.
well, that was left or 4,
Mm-hmm.
my wife wasn't home.
Yeah,
Yeah, she came home.
she came home.
She was home.
And then she left. She saw you there, and then she left. She took the dog for a walk. Got home about 3:30.
Like she does.
Mm.
I have no memory of that. Because, like I said, my big plan was to try and appear normal for her getting home. Do not remember getting home at all. I don't remember what she was wearing. I don't remember saying hi to her. I don't remember her grabbing the dog and going on a walk, which makes sense because she would want to avoid me if I was drinking. Nothing. Anybody else know? But she knows, and that's it. My parents.
Yeah, we haven't talked to your parents.
Hmm.
She knows.
This is on every television station.
It is.
Yeah, it was a pretty big event.
Right.
What do you want to know from us? Anything?
I don't know.
Well, what we can do is you can always contact us if you start remembering stuff. Maybe start remembering stuff. Or if you have any other questions, you always call us too. But at this point, since you're not really remembering anything and you don't have any more questions for us, and I guess we don't really have a whole bunch more to say to you.
So she can't tell you the story if you want to hear it.
What?
You want to hear the whole story as we understand it?
Sure.
I mean, you're gonna hear it's gonna be read to you in court. You're gonna hear it one way or the other. So
Okay.
the wife comes home. You're there. She recognizes that you're intoxicated. I guess she's bothered by that, so she takes the dog for a walk. You leave. She's up the street. She hears gunshots up the street. Sees somebody shooting in a car, and then I think she sees you come by in a red Toyota car. You said she saw him or not? I'm trying to remember.
She wasn't sure that it was you. Saw a red car go by.
And then shortly after that,
She went inside, noticed that your handgun was gone, and some casings, like fired casings, were on the floor.
so I don't know if there was any shots fired in the house or I don't know that yet. We will know that eventually, but. So some other people called police, said that they saw you in the middle of the street shooting into a car that was in the middle of the street. You hit this woman that was in the car twice. She survived. Then a bus came down the street and you positioned yourself in front of the bus and fired into the windshield of the bus. Hit the driver once. He survived. Then you engaged the man in the Toyota Prius. Killed him through the window, the driver's window, pulled him out of the car, took his car, drove up the street. When he went to make the curve, he went into the across opposite lane, head-on collision with a car, killed that man instantly. And then the officers arrested you. You were in that car for a while that was wrecked, the Toyota, for a period of time, but eventually surrendered to the officers and they took you in custody.
Your handgun was found inside the Prius. The Glock was.
No memory of any of that.
The victims, one was a retired colonel. The other one was an elderly gentleman, lived alone.
I think they're both 73.
The lady is a teacher and the bus driver.
But they survived.
They survived. How much ammunition you have in the apartment?
It was like a box of 50.
Gun's always loaded,
No, it's a magazine sitting next to it.
so you'd have to put the magazine in rack around.
Already. Pretty ready.
Mm-hmm. Is that a single stack or double? The Glock. How many's it hold?
15?
Kind of rum you drink?
Sailor Jerry rum?
What kind?
Sailor Jerry?
Sailor Jerry? When you go to Fred Meyer, do you use like a rewards card?
Not today.
Didn't do it today.
Paid cash, like I said.
You know what I mean by a rewards card? You know, like that. Sometimes you put in your phone number, sometimes you
I know about
discount.
it. I know about it.
How much was the rum? You just bought the rum? Or did you buy Coke
Some
too?
rum and some vodka and some Coke and some wine and tons of stuff.
How much does that rum run you?
I don't know. $15?
That's what you bought today?
Yeah.
Rum and Coke and wine and vodka?
Yeah.
But you were just drinking the rum, or were you drinking it all?
I had a little bit of wine. some kind of fixation on that recently, thinking that I wanted a glass of it.
Who drinks the vodka? You drink vodka too? Or is that...
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what my body was telling myself. You gotta be careful. You haven't had a drink in 4 months, and it's only been 3 days at a time. Those 3 incidents since August. So I only had, 3 or 4 days of drinking since last August. And so really, nothing like I used to do, and that much easier to get crazy. Pass out.
Yeah, unfortunately you didn't pass out.
Right, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I usually would.
Remember what you were wearing today?
T-shirt, basketball shorts.
What color was the t-shirt?
I don't know.
How about the shorts? Remember what color they were?
Probably black. Black shorts.
You need any more water or anything? Was it cold water?
I'm okay.
So in a little while, you'll be transported to King County Jail, just across the street here. And then we'll meet court appearance probably. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It's the Wednesday. Yeah, probably tomorrow. You'll get a lawyer appointed. Just be one numerous court appearances. I don't know what your charges are going to be yet, but it's probably going to be murder, maybe robbery or carjacking. There'll be multiple charges. You get over there, they have a system where you can make phone calls and stuff, so you can call wherever you want. You get there.
Tad Michael Norman was sentenced to 45 years in prison for his shooting rampage. Did Tad actually black out, or is it a coping mechanism for something he regrets? I honestly don't know in this case, but I do know one case where a guy absolutely knew what he did and pretended not to know after he was caught. He's the worst actor in the world. Here he is, Michael Patton, a man who killed his whole family, including their pets, and then acted like he had blacked out. Click here to check it out.